Good morning, welcome back to Life of Dave. Tuesday morning, we're back down the boat. So it's the 8th of May, come down, see what we can get done today. Last time down I put up a load of filler, so I've got a lot of sanding to do. So once again, you know, I still ain't finished editing all the last videos. I've got too much to do, so I'm not going to film all of it because it's just sanding. But I will give you a little look at what I'm doing, how I'm getting on, quick fast forward of the sanding, and show how it comes out. You know, so we'll have a little look at that. But basically what I've got to get done today is sand down all the filler I put on last time. So all this, I managed to skim over the whole lot. So there might be a few little marks that have missed that might need touching up afterwards. You know, there was a little low spot there I noticed, but you keep trying to drag over it, you end up making it worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And, you know, the more you try, the worse it gets. So sometimes it's better to just leave it and let it set up. It'll be easy, whilst I'm mixing up a bit to go elsewhere, to just put a tiny skim on that and sand it later than to keep trying to go over it. So I've not covered all of this. This is all okay. So I'm quite happy with how all this has turned out. It ain't perfect. The boat's not perfect. It's as close as I'm going to get it. As long as it looks aesthetically pleasing, that's fine. So this side, you can see I went up to the edge there. So I've got a little lip there to take off. I thought I'll leave that little build up there because it's easier to run the sander along it and take it down than to try spreading it around the corner and making a mess of it. So we've gone right up to the front on this one and back to here. So all this has got to be sanded, but that's pretty smooth. I've got a nice finish in that middle bit. Not even a line in it, that's not bad. So the old idea of this was basically where I glassed this round, I don't want to see a line down here. So I've sanded it down, re-primed it with filler, edging it out to there. So hopefully I can run the sander over that. All I've got to do is nib down the high spots and pretty much just rough the surface, just key it up so that it's ready for painting with the old gel coat. You know, hoping this is pretty level. It looks and feels pretty good. So I'm reckoning I can smooth that across there with a sander and I won't see a line there. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll get it in this one coat and I haven't got to redo it. There might be a couple of bits where I've got like an edgy bit. I might need to lose the edge a bit, but we'll find out when I sand it. And again, I've done this bit here, up here. So we've got to just re-profile this edge. There was a little low spot there, which I wouldn't have bothered with had I not have been mixing up more filler anyway. But we've done it. So I've got to take all this down, get rid of all these little bobbly bits, smooth that into there. I want to try and just get this to disappear like on the edges. That's where the old spreader edge goes. Blend it all out, but not rub right through it so that I show the glass again, because I want to keep the glass with a coat of primer, not a coat of the filler over the top, so that it's all sort of hidden. So when I come to gel coat it, I don't get the glass lines imprinting through. That's the plan anyway. You know, I can get a nice smooth finish. Right, well, there we go. So I've got round the windows to finish down the sides here. There was a couple of little spots at the top of the window, but not much. So that's going to be a quick nib down, blast round the sides, over a few little bits and pieces, and finish them off. I'm anticipating there's a low spot there because I can see it. So a little bit more build up there maybe. This side looks pretty good. Just nib that off, take off these lumps. So we'll remove them and then try and see how flat that goes. I think that will be more than good enough this side. That side I think wants a tiny little bit more there. I can see it. There's a little bulge there, like a little dip. Other than that, it looks pretty good. We need to just smooth down this side. Finish sanding this little bit here. Just blend that in. Well, that was a little edgy there. And that's done. So pretty much, once I finish all this sanding, that is the whole underside of the deck around the windows finished. I can start on sanding this bottom section. And we've got to glass this. I'm not happy with how thick or how thin this is between here and the outside of the boat on the bend. When I'd done the other side, I was grinding away to remove the paint type gel coat that's there, and as I went through there where it's all bobbly and rough and all that, I actually went right through the fiberglass in a couple of spots and I had to do a couple of repairs. Pre-filming that was. So yeah, so what I decided to do was wrap it in glass and recover that edge, reprofile it, give it a couple of strips of CSM over there, just to make sure that I've got enough meat. You can see through the glass there, you can see the light coming through. Yeah, so I just want to make sure that we've got enough thickness there, that there's no thin weak spots, because if I get all this done and painted and you walk around the outside of the deck, well, you know, anything happens, flexing and all the rest of it, and it cracks, and I've put them lockers in there, I now can't get to it. I've got to cut the lockers out to make a repair, and, you know, or repair it from outside. It'll be a nightmare. So I'd rather do it now, and I know it's all done and structurally safe, you know, and sound, and there's going to be no problems moving into the future with what I've put over the top of it. Right, that's more than enough waffle for this morning, and I'm going to get on with some sanding. I'll catch you all in a minute. Let's get cracking.
That bit I didn't manage to sand out, so that wants doing, and that bit there, so not bad at all really. A few very minor spots, but really minimal so far. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I ain't finished sanding this side yet, so when I take this down, that should blend that back there and lose that one. Right, I'm gonna have a little rest for a minute. That straightened that edge up there, that was a little bit wobbly up the top there. Hasn't got to be perfect. Like I say, when the hatch comes through here, it's going to hide most of that anyway, so hasn't got to be perfect. I just wanted it straighter than it was. Yeah. Right, all we've got to do now is take that back and then crack on with the windows, and that's all the sanding done for there. Oh, and that side there around the porthole. But you know what I mean. Right, I'll be back in a moment. Oh, I think that's good enough. So we've just got these couple of little marks there, very minor. One gone. There. That's got rid of most of that. That one's definitely too deep. One's nearly gone. I reckon we can nip that out as well. That leaves us with one. Got to get rid of this. Like that. Boom. Done. Gotcha. So sometimes it's just a little bit more sanding and you can deal with it without putting more filler on. That's better because it's less weight. That one's definitely too deep, I can see it. I could sand it out, but I'll end up with a big low spot there that will show up. So we've reduced it from about 4 or 5 down to 1. So I'm well pleased there. Right, that should be all the sanding done up here. Quick check over. Feels good. Got the front screens to do in a minute. Pretty good. And the sides up here, of course. So we've got, out of all that, we've got one bit over there and one bit up there. That ain't bad going, is it? I'm going to leave that side bit. We'll come back to that when we do the rest of it. I'm going to crack on sanding the screens for now.